By the Bay, I'm David. So we had the Nevada primary and the Nevada caucuses. I can't begin to explain what's going on here. But I guess the Republican Party, in order to more easily elect Donald Trump, wanted caucuses in Nevada. And the state, which decides how the elections were going, said, no, we're going to have a state election. So Trump was not on the ballot for the state election, but was on the caucuses. The caucuses is how the Republicans are planning on delivering candidates to that win the state. I don't believe Nikki Haley's in the caucuses because she's on the ballot. So Donald Trump should be winning Nevada caucuses. What's interesting is that Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, Tim Scott, and some other rando people were on the ballot. And then Nevada has a special category called none of these candidates. And none of these candidates won with over like 50% of the vote, beating Nikki Haley, who got like 37% of the vote. So she lost to nobody. But she didn't win against nobody either. So caucuses are happening. Donald Trump is having some fun at Nikki Haley's expense. I want to do a read on Nikki Haley's presidential status right now, because given the other reading that I just did where the Supreme Court looks like they're going to keep Trump on the ballot in Colorado, which means that he'll be on the ballot in all the other states, it looks like one of Nikki Haley's easier paths to the White House, which is Donald Trump being kicked off the ballot on a bunch of states and she would win those delegates, that looks like it's off the table now. She's going to have to, compete against him head to head on that one. So if that was one of her strategies, that just got eliminated as a strategy or a path forward. She's got others, but things got a little bit more difficult. Entertainment purposes only. Let's find out. How's Nikki Haley feeling after losing to none of the above in the Nevada election? Entertainment purposes only. What do we got? She's moved past it. She's number 2 right now and is looking forward to the South Carolina election. Now, mind you, she wasn't going to get the Nevada delegates because they were going to do it in a caucus. So she wasn't going to get them anyway. It's maybe a little bit more humiliating to lose to none of the above. And that would be like something she'd want to throw at Donald Trump. But we'll see what happens. She's already focusing on South Carolina. Crossed with the Two of Cups. I'm wondering if, and this could be her trying to reach out to voters and connect with voters, but I'm wondering if because of the Nevada issue and losing to none of the above, if folks are starting to reach out to her to suspend her campaign and make things easier on Trump. Maybe Trump starts floating cabinet posts to her if she steps down. Again, one of the things I still, when I first saw a picture of Kristi Noem, you can always see the 8 of Swords right there. A picture of Kristi Noem, the first thought that came to mind was that's who Trump was going to pick as his VP. Just something about the look and, it's sort of like, yeah, that's who it's going to be. But when I saw cards, I saw that Trump, it's almost like he's offering something like that to Nikki Haley because he wants her money and her delegates or her voters to support him. Now, it could be wrong. It may not be the VP he's offering her. He could be offering her some other cabinet posts that she wants. But for right now, she's planning on staying in the race until Super Cat's out here to visit, until Super Tuesday. But I think she's also feeling like she's a little bit tied up and trapped here. That almost like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. She doesn't want to give up yet because she wants to see how Super Tuesday plays out. But at the same time, losing Trump being allowed to stay on the ballot in all these states is going to make life a lot more difficult for her, and her path forward got that much more difficult. And there's going to be pressure on her to suspend her campaign. So she promised she's going to stay on there, but pressure is going to start coming on to make a deal. In the past, we have the Knight of Wands. She had her paths forward. She's sticking with the plan. She came up with the plan forward-looking plan. She's sticking with the plan. Again, there's resistance to it. There's offers being made to get her offered plan, but for right now, it looks like she's sticking to her plan. Current situation is the Magician. It could be she's fooling herself thinking that she's going to be able to beat Trump in the primaries, but I think she's kind of still waiting for a miracle to happen. That she knows, again, and I've talked about this before numerous times, she knows she can beat Biden in a head-to-head. But the problem is you have to get past Trump first in order to get to Biden. So she has to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, especially on Super Tuesday, to stay in the race. And it could be that in these negotiations, they keep offering her something more and more, something manifests for her. Overarching energy, though, is, she's waiting for her miracle. She's looking forward, and she's waiting for her ship to come in. She's waiting for her miracle to come in. Will the voters come up and turn out for her? So we go from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands via the Knight of Wands. The lesson to be learned, though, is the Ten of Swords, things coming to an end. Or the lesson from this. If they don't show up, especially on Super Tuesday, if they don't show up, she's done. If they don't show up on Super Tuesday and support her, if she doesn't pick up some wins here, her candidacy is done. She will suspend her campaign soon afterwards. Keep on those negotiations. Maybe you'll get something good for yourself. The outcome is the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups normally is hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. But I don't know if those are her hopes, wishes, or dreams fulfilled, or if those are Trump's. She's going to land on her feet. Whether it's being offered a VP position, a cabinet post, something along those lines. Maybe, just maybe, the voters show up and she gets what she wants and she stays in the fight. But for right now, she's kind of committed herself to staying in the campaign for another month. And it's going to be a rough month for her. She's got South Carolina coming up. She is, even though that was the state she was the governor for, she apparently is not particularly popular there. I mean, I don't understand why not. She knows that the Civil War was because of states' rights and had nothing to do with slavery, right? She knows that. She knows all those white supremacist dog whistles. So that's current energy. She's feeling a little bit trapped. How will she be feeling after? Well, let's see. How is she feeling about the ruling by the Supreme Court? Now, the Supreme Court's going to be weeks before they give their ruling. But if we assume that the Supreme Court's going to keep Trump on Colorado, how is she feeling about Trump not being taken off the ballot in these other states? Not the news she wanted to hear. That's not good. I was kind of counting on that one to help her through. The High Priestess. But you know what? I think it's one of those, there's one chance in four it might happen. She wasn't counting on it. It would have been really great if it was. But it's sort of like we knew that was pie in the sky thinking underneath there. But again, she still has her plan. She's going forward with her plan. In the past Five of Swords, it was an all or nothing gambit. If Trump were removed from the ballot in Colorado and other states, then she's in great shape because she picks up all those delegates and can sneak her way into the general election as the Republican president. There's your Magician card again. Current situation, the Magician, she's got to manifest votes. She's got to manifest delegates. She's got to win elections. She can't count it on Trump not being in there at this point. Overarching disappointment. The numbers aren't good. Certainly losing 50% of the vote to none of the above candidates is not the manifestation she was looking for. It's almost like she's starting to wonder if her campaign's illusionary. But it's still, same card, Three of Wands. She's not done yet. She's waiting for her votes to come in. She's still a little bit disappointed with what happened in Nevada. She was hoping for something better, but all is not lost. She's still waiting for her votes to come in, her voters to show up. She sees victory. She sees victory. She still thinks she can win this. I think she's so focused on the general election. She's focused on the general election. She knows she can win. She still thinks she can land on her feet against Trump. This card comes up so much for her. I keep saying she feels this as opposed to like, this is what Spirit is saying, that this is what's going to happen, because I phrase the question as how is she feeling about it. If she can get her voters energized to come out, those independents and stuff like that, she knows she can get victory. Now, the only thing that's really coming up for Trump in the next month by Super Tuesday is going to be two things. One, the Judge Engoron ruling on how much money Trump is going to have to hemorrhage for to New York. And then the other item is going to be the New York hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. But that's at the end of March. So that's going to be well after Super Tuesday. So her biggest thing that's coming up right now is Trump going broke with the New York civil trial. And maybe she's counting that he runs out of money. And then she can advertise, just swamp him with advertising. Maybe that might be part of the plan, one of the cups in there. All right. Given the energies of what's going on, quick little. How is she feeling after losing to nobody? I don't think I asked that. How is she feeling after losing to nobody? Oh, it's part of the plan. Waiting for her votes to come in. Still waiting for those votes to come in. Just trying to win that election. What is this? Is this answering the question? Look at these cards that keep coming up. She's still trying to manifest something. I think, honestly, this is, it was expected. Or that's right. Duh. It's more of an ego thing. Of course she knew she wasn't going to win the delegates because it's not a caucus. It's just the way that the law was set up. It was unfortunate because it means that Trump automatically he stole the votes, basically. But she's a bit beaten by that. This was not it's kind of like me in the Trump Colorado case. Yeah, you knew it was coming. Will it really make a difference in the election? Not really, because likely Trump's not going to carry Colorado anyway, so it doesn't matter if he's disqualified from the ballot. But you really would have liked to have seen justice served. In this case with Nevada, she would like to have, beaten none of the above candidates, but she didn't. So don't lose any sleep over this one. You knew you weren't going to win anyway, so it's a little ego blow, but that's about it. And she moves on to South Carolina. All right. After Super Tuesday, how is she feeling? How's she feeling about her candidacy after Super Tuesday? Okay. Let's see. These next two cards kind of wanted to be up there. Well, somebody's candidacy is going to end. It's going to be hers or Trump's. And since Trump isn't being kicked off of a bunch of ballots, I think after Super Tuesday, she's seeing the light here. I'm suspecting that she'll probably... she's... her campaign is effectively over. She had her plan. She's still looking to the future. But now it's the strength card. This might just be... what's the best? It's a bitter pill to swallow. What's the best deal I can get for my future? Do you take some position that Trump offers from like a cabinet post to the VP and hitch your wagon to him? Or do you think that he can't win the general and then you separate yourself from Trump so that you can give this another presidential run in 2028? As, not being a Trumper, hopefully that in 4 years' time, Trump is A, not reelected, and B, is found out for the fraud that he is. And then you could say, yeah, remember me, I was never a Trumper here. In the past, we've got the backroom dealings, the negotiations, the dark money. Kind of like her battle plan going into it. But it could also be after Super Tuesday, if she doesn't do well on Super Tuesday, you might see that the money's going to dry up from the donors. They're going to have to get behind Trump at that point. And then maybe she gets into negotiations with Trump if she's going to negotiate with Trump. Queen of Cups would be the current situation. She might she's not going to be overly emotional. She might not make, it's like, not going to make any, right after Super Tuesday, she's not going to make any comments at that moment. She's not going to concede on the night of Super Tuesday. She's going to take time to discuss with her team what their plan is going to be. And she'll keep a lid on it. But I don't think that lid's going to stay on for a while, for a long time. I think it's going to be let known what her feelings are going forward. I also think this is kind of like putting a cap on her campaign. The overarching energy is the King of Wands. The courts didn't save her. The Supreme Court didn't do their job with the 14th Amendment. And that put a close to maybe her easiest path to the White House. The way that the courts ruled and such. The lesson to be learned is the Page of Wands. She had her plan. She tried to put her plan into action. Her plan's not working out. She has to try a different plan. Maybe she was hoping young people would come out for her. Speaking out, I don't think she'll speak out against Trump. It just doesn't seem like her. What's the outcome? The happy family. I don't think I think she's going to look at, after everything comes in here, she's going to know she put in a good effort. She's going to like her team and realize that, they were the second to last man standing, as it were, in all this. But I just don't think her plan's going to come. The plan that she wanted out there isn't going to come to fruition. That Ten of Cups should be a happy celebration card. But I think in this case, the celebration is that she's suspending her campaign. And I imagine she's one of those folks that took the pledge that says she would support Donald Trump if Donald Trump was the candidate. So will she support Donald Trump? Or will she pull a Liz Cheney and be a never Trumper? There's nothing about this woman that screams to me that she'll be a never Trumper. She seems to me to be somebody who's going to get behind Donald Trump and push. Because her politics are awful. If she concedes to Donald Trump, will she support Donald Trump? Nikki Haley concedes to Donald Trump. Will she support Donald Trump? Four of Wands. Yep. She will. She will absolutely jump right in there and support that. Ace of Cups. Passionately. She might be upset. Doesn't want to. But there's going to be passion one way or another. Four of Coins. She might do it, but just keeping something to herself here. Opening day, it's supporting this. She'll do it to keep her best interests at heart, or keep her best interests, her options open, and to look like a team player for the Republicans. But she might be a bit reserved in her support, and I think she's going to be very reserved in her money and stuff like that. It might be that if Trump wants her financial backing, that he's going to have to pay for it with something. So she's looking out for her best interests. If he, she's going to keep things close to the vest. There's some passion here. She ran a good campaign. I think what it is here is that she's doing this to support Trump, to appeal to the Republicans. It's behind the scenes. There's not going to be a lot of opening up. She's not going to really put herself out there for him. She'll go out there. She'll talk a good game like that. But she's more worried about her legacy for the upcoming election and making sure she's in good shape. If she can get something good out of it, again, a cabinet post or something like that, sure, why not? But, yeah, she'll just be a team player. So in the end of the day, I think Nikki Haley's mildly embarrassed she lost to nobody in particular. She's looking forward to enacting her plan after Super Tuesday. It does not look like her plan is going to come to fruition. I suspect she will suspend her campaign soon after and then, back President Trump or candidate Trump, ex-President Trump, who now the Republican candidate for the presidency. And I don't think she's going to, she's not going to be going out of her way to stump for him. She'll spend more time with family, if you know what I mean. Okay, that's my thoughts on that. It's a rough day today. Not the glorious day that I was hoping with the Supreme Court and stuff like that, but whatever. It's get out and vote in November. Get like-minded people to go out and vote in November. Let's take our country back, all right? Thank you, everyone. I'll talk to you later. Bye.